Look at the female dog lying at your feet right now. You probably see a gentle soul, a sweet companion, maybe even just your baby. But you are wrong. Behind those liquid brown eyes is not just love, it is a high-speed biological radar that never sleeps. What if I told you that she sees threats you can't see, smells changes in your body, chemistry before you feel them, and predicts danger while you are still smiling? For decades, we have misunderstood female dogs as simply the softer choice. But modern science is finally pulling back the curtain on a reality that will send shivers down your spine. She isn't just following you to the kitchen. She is executing a sophisticated military-grade defense strategy designed to keep you alive. And hidden in this video is one specific behavior, something she does every single day that 90% of dog owners accidentally punish. You have likely scolded her for it never realizing it was actually her highest act of loyalty. Today, we decode the 12 silent instincts of the female dog. Let's begin with the first secret, a behavior that is often mistaken for jealousy or shyness: the centripetal shield. We have all been there. You are walking your dog, enjoying the morning air, and a stranger approaches. Maybe it's just a neighbor you don't know well, or maybe it is someone who gives off a strange vibe. A male dog might react with impulsive bravado, barking, lunging, or pulling on the leash to confront the threat head on. They are the outer perimeter. But your female dog, she likely does something different. She doesn't make a sound. She doesn't bare her teeth. Instead, she subtly, almost invisibly shifts her weight. She moves her body until she is standing exactly between your legs and the newcomer. Most owners laugh this off. They say, "Oh, she's just jealous," or "She's being shy and hiding behind me." You are wrong. What you are witnessing is a masterclass in tactical buffer management. In the wild, the survival of the pack depends on protecting the core, the leader, and the vulnerable. The female is the inner sanctum. Her instinct is to create a physical barricade. She uses her own body as a living shield. She isn't afraid of the stranger. She is strategically managing the geometry of the situation to ensure that if anything happens, the threat has to go through her first before it can touch you. It is a silent, calculated vow of protection that happens in a split second, powered by a brain that prioritizes your safety over her own life. She is becoming the wall between you and the world. But her protection isn't just physical, it is chemical. This brings us to reason number 2, the biological mood scanner. Have you ever noticed how she seems to know you are having a bad day before you even shed a single tear? You walk in the door, holding it together, smiling for your family, but she knows. She comes over and won't leave you alone. It isn't magic. It is biology. Humans emit subtle chemical signals constantly. We release cortisol when we are stressed, adrenaline when we are scared, and our blood sugar shifts when we are exhausted or sick. Because of her heightened oxytocin receptors and her evolutionary role as the nurturer of the pack, a female dog is a walking biosensor. She can literally smell your heartbreak. When she rests her heavy chin on your knee or insistently licks your hand during a tough phone call, she isn't just asking for pets. She is trying to absorb and neutralize your stress. She is reading your heart rate through your skin. She is the only doctor in the world who doesn't need a stethoscope to know your heart is breaking. And she tries to fix it with the only tool she has: her presence. She is trying to regulate your nervous system, with hers pulling you back from the ledge of anxiety just by touching you. Now let's talk about why she chooses you specifically. Reason number 3, the anchor effect. In a house full of people, why does she pick one person to shadow? Why does she follow you when there are 3 other people calling her name? Science calls this the anchor effect. While all dogs are social pack animals, female dogs are statistically more likely to settle on one specific person as their primary security bond. She isn't looking for the person who gives the most treats. She isn't looking for the person who plays the roughest games. She is looking for the steady pulse. She is looking for the emotional center of her world. If she constantly leans her weight against your legs while you wash dishes or sleeps with her back pressed against your spine, she is claiming you. She is anchoring her nervous system to yours. This isn't just love, it is biological synchronization. In her mind, the pack revolves around you. You are the North Star in her sky, and she is the compass that never stops pointing toward you. This bond is intense, and it carries a heavy responsibility. Because she has chosen you, she feels everything you feel. You are not just her owner, you are her universe. Let's move to reason number 4, the silent nanny. If you have children, or even if you have had a friend's baby over, you have seen this in action. Female dogs possess a neurological superpower, a massive surge of oxytocin that actually lowers their frustration threshold. This is crucial. While a male dog might growl, snap, or walk away when a toddler pulls his tail or screams too loudly, a female dog's brain shifts into nurturing mode. She doesn't see a crying baby as a nuisance. She sees a vulnerable pack member that requires absolute protection. She often becomes what we call a living cushion. Watch her carefully. She will position herself on the floor, specifically where the baby is learning to crawl or walk. She provides a soft landing and a protective barrier against the hard edges of the world. She will tolerate ear pulling and clumsy hugs with a patience that seems almost saintly. She is the silent guardian of the next generation, driven by a maternal instinct so deep it transcends species. She understands the concept of fragile in a way male dogs often don't. She knows that the small human is the future of the pack, and she will guard that future with her life. Now we need to talk about her brain and how she processes the world. Reason number 5, the strategic pause. Have you ever called her name and she just stood there? She didn't come. She didn't run away. She just stared at you with an unreadable expression. Owners often get frustrated in this moment. They say, "Why are you being so stubborn?" Or, "Are you deaf?" I said, "Come." She isn't being stubborn. She is being smart. Modern brain scans show that female dogs have a more developed connection between their emotional centers and the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that handles decision-making and risk assessment. When she stops and stares, she isn't hesitating out of disobedience. She is calculating. She is analyzing the wind direction. She is listening to the tone of your voice. She is smelling the scent of a predator in the bushes that you haven't noticed. She is evaluating the potential risks in the environment before she commits to a move. She isn't just a blind follower. She is a tactical evaluator. She is the smartest strategist in the room, waiting for the data to match the command. She won't lead you into danger just because you asked her to. She acts as a second set of eyes, ensuring that the path is safe before she allows the pack to move forward. And now we arrive at the moment of truth, the behavior that breaks my heart because it is so often punished. Reason number 6, The Velcro phenomenon. Have you ever been frustrated because your dog is constantly under your feet? You are trying to cook, and she is right there pressing against your calves. You turn around with a hot pot, and you almost trip over her. You go to the bathroom, and she is scratching at the door, desperate to get in. You have probably scolded her. You have probably said, "Move, get out of the way." Or, "Why are you so needy today? Give me some space." Stop. Please stop and listen. Science reveals that when a female dog sticks to you like glue, especially if this behavior starts suddenly, she isn't being needy. She is acting as a biological early warning system. She has detected a microshift in your heart rate, a spike in your cortisol, or a change in the atmospheric pressure that you aren't even aware of yet. In her mind, you are vulnerable. Maybe you are coming down with an illness and don't know it yet. Maybe you are emotionally compromised and your defenses are down. She refuses to leave her post because she believes you need a guard. By scolding her for being underfoot, you are accidentally punishing her for trying to save your life. She isn't a shadow. She is a Secret Service agent who refuses to let the president walk alone in a dangerous world. She is putting her body between you and whatever invisible threat she senses. Next time she trips you in the kitchen, don't yell. Thank her. She is on duty. How does a high-stakes bodyguard relax? This brings us to reason number 7, the rhythm of peace. Studies show that female dogs respond profoundly to specific rhythms, specifically reggae and soft classical music. It sounds funny, right? A dog loving Bob Marley. But there is a scientific reason. The tempo of these genres, typically between 60 and 80 beats per minute, mimics the steady, calming heartbeat of their mother during their first weeks in the whelping box. It is the sound of safety. It is the sound of the first comfort they ever knew. When you play this music, you aren't just filling the silence. You are hitting a psychological reset button for her. Watch her ears soften. Watch her breathing slow down. Watch her eyelids get heavy. It is her way of finally clocking out, knowing that for this moment, the environment is mimicking the safety of the womb. If you want to give back to her, play the music of her childhood. Let her feel the rhythm of safety so she can finally rest her vigilant mind. Reason number 8 is perhaps the most beautiful and selfless trait of all alloparenting: love without borders. In the animal kingdom, most creatures only care for their own biological offspring. It is a survival of the fittest mechanism. But a female dog's brain is wired differently. She recognizes vulnerability as a universal call to action. Whether it is a stray kitten you brought home a neighbor's bunny or a crying human child, she doesn't see a different species. She doesn't see a cat or a human. She sees a baby. She sees a life that needs help. She will clean them. She will guard them. She will even share her food with them, giving up her own resources to ensure they survive. This is a selfless evolutionary diary that proves her heart is large enough to mother the entire world. She is the bridge between species, proving that love is a biological imperative, not just a human emotion. She teaches us that family isn't about blood. It's about who you choose to protect. Reason number 9, the ghost mother. This one often worries owners, but it is deeply touching. Have you ever seen her gather her toys into a nest? She carries a stuffed bear around gently in her mouth, whimpering softly. She guards it as if it were alive. She refuses to come eat because she can't leave the toy. We call this a false pregnancy. And often we treat it like a medical annoyance or a hormonal malfunction. But it isn't a malfunction. It is a legacy. In the wild, this biological quirk allowed female dogs to produce milk and care for the alpha female's pups if the alpha was away hunting or had died. It is a survival mechanism for the pack. Even if she has no puppies, her body prepares to save the puppies of others. When she cuddles that stuffed bear, she is showing you the purest form of love, a readiness to sacrifice her own body and resources for the sake of a life that isn't even hers. She doesn't need to be a mother to have the soul of one. She is showing you that she is ready to give everything she has for the next generation, even if that generation is just a plush toy. Reason number 10, the micro correction, or the teacher. Have you ever noticed your female dog gently nudging you when you are doing something, or perhaps putting her paw on your arm to stop you? In a pack, the female is the primary teacher of social etiquette. She is the one who teaches the puppies how to behave, how to be calm, and how to respect boundaries. She does this through micro corrections, a look, a nudge, a block. When she does this to you, she isn't trying to dominate you. She is trying to help you. If you are rushing around the house frantic and chaotic, and she stands in your way or paws at your leg, she is trying to regulate your energy. She is teaching you to be calm. She is saying, the energy of the pack is too high. You need to settle down. She is taking on the burden of managing the emotional climate of the home. She is the teacher, and she is waiting for you to learn the lesson of stillness. Reason number 11, the silent night watch. You might think all dogs sleep the same, but observe your female dog closely tonight. While male dogs often fall into a deep twitching sleep, quickly female dogs often retain a layer of alertness, especially if they are sleeping near you. This is the silent night watch. Evolutionarily, the female had to be alert to the quietest whimper of a puppy in distress or the snap of a twig near the den. Even in deep sleep, her radar is on standby. If you shift in your bed, notice how she might open one eye instantly or lift her head just an inch. She is checking on you. She is ensuring that while you are in your most vulnerable state, unconscious sleep, she is the sentry. She sacrifices her own deep rest to ensure yours is uninterrupted. That twitch of her ear in the darkness is her promise that nothing will get to you without going through her first. And finally, reason number 12, the pain proxy. This goes beyond just sensing your mood. This is about physical empathy. There are countless stories of female dogs obsessively sniffing or licking a specific part of their owner's body, a mole, a joint, a stomach. Science is beginning to understand that dogs can smell cellular changes, inflammation, and even cancer. But female dogs, with their heightened nurturing drive, don't just smell it, they try to fix it. If she lies across your painful knee, or if she gently nuzzles your stomach when you have cramps, she is acting as a pain proxy. She is trying to use the heat of her body to heal you. She is trying to draw the pain out of you and into herself. It is the ultimate maternal sacrifice. Let me take this burden from you. She isn't just a pet. She is a healer who uses her own body as medicine. So do me a favor. Look at her again. Look at that dog lying on your floor. She doesn't need words to say, I love you. She says it through every strategic breath. She says it through every shield she builds with her body when a stranger walks by. She says it through every silent hour she spends watching you sleep. She says it every time she refuses to move from under your feet because she senses you are stressed. When a female dog chooses you, it isn't just obedience. It is a lifelong biological commitment. She has pledged her life to yours. She is your shadow, your shield, and your soulmate. Now take a second to look down at her. If you are proud to have this silent guardian in your life, I want you to go to the comments right now and write down her name. Let's honor her. Let's show the world the names of these silent heroes who watch over us while we live our lives. They deserve to be known. And the next time she trips you in the kitchen, don't scold her. Thank her. She is just doing her job. She is loving you the only way she knows how with every fiber of her being.